the call with everyone. We'll just let everyone jump on, guys. Another minute. And we'll get started. So, guys, tonight we're going to use this opportunity to hopefully answer some of your questions. We're going to talk about the importance of end of the month. But if you guys would, maybe there's some questions that you're wanting to get answered, trying to understand stuff in your business, doing that. Maybe you've got some challenges that you've got going on. I just want to give you guys the opportunity to, feel like you're being heard or, get over that. So post them up in the chat, guys, and Kira and I will do our best to answer those. Loza, am I nice and clear? I'm not staticky, jumping out or anything?
You're a bit slow, but, that's normal, right?
Not the first time someone said that to me.
Yeah, no, other than being a bit delayed, you're fine.
Yeah. I can definitely help with, that's a great question with the client. So, yeah, keep the questions coming, guys, and we'll just start at the top, so the first in, the better.
Do you want me to read them out to you, or are you good?
No, I can read. Last time I tried.
Okay, do you want me to record?
I'll sound out the big words. You can press record as long as no one calls me stupid. Too late.
Okay. Let's go.
Awesome. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome to Team Freestyle Team Training. Sorry about the internet connection tonight. Kira and I are away at Hayman Island on our little island.
Sorry.
What did it say?
Sorry, not sorry that we're at Hayman Island.
Oh, we're sorry about the internet. We're not sorry to be here, that's for sure. It's been amazing, and one of the beauties of this business, one thing is you can get away, and the best thing, you can still do a little bit of work if you have to. Not that we're looking for work while we've been away, but it's been amazing. So it's Monday, the 29th of August, I should say that if someone's come across this recording. But tonight we're going to use this opportunity as Q&A. 29th of August, what does that mean? It means that we've only got about 4 months left of the year. Once we get through this month, which is crazy. And literally, December, although a little bit of hustle can get on, it's definitely a bit harder. So really, when you think about it, what would be amazing is over the next 90 days, once we get through this month, is that you just really got your muscle on. And if you wanted some inspiration, there wouldn't be a better call to go and watch or listen to if you missed it earlier tonight. But it's amazing what you can achieve in this business in such a short time. Brian and Fiona Marsh have been able to get to the title of QNMD in literally 5.5 months, which is just phenomenal. So anything's possible, guys, from where you're at in your business. Why is end of the month so important? I think I say it every month, but I'll reiterate it again, guys. End of the month really does set you up for the following month. If you're not yet SDVF, and I know you might have extra days still going on for your fast track plan, your 40 or 60 days, why you'd want to get it done before the end of this month. It means that next month you jump, whatever position you finish for the month, guys, that's the commission level that you stay for the entire following month. So if you're just getting started in the business and you're not yet at 1,000 points, why you want to get to 1,000 points before the end of the month, which is Wednesday at 5 o'clock. It's the 31st of August at 5 p.m. Why you'd want to, you get there, you jump to the next commission level. So if you're on track to get to SDVF and your 40 days doesn't run into, the following month, why the stretch is good to make it happen now is that you jump to the next commission level, and then also you are 1 month closer to, picking up that $200 first time qualifiers bonus. So you get to qualify your business next month and the month after. So you cannot qualify your business, guys, until the month after you go SDVF, not the same month, okay? So something important too. So the other thing is, guys, is that you set the tone, you set the standard for what goes beyond you. There's no doubt. You heard Brian and Fiona tonight sharing their story and how the incredible business that they've created and the standard that they've set, and now their team honestly thinks that that's the norm, that you get to QNMD in 5.5, 6, 7 months, and that's the norm. So what norm do you want to create in your team? I think when you have a do whatever it takes attitude and you just go for it in the last 2 or 3 days of the month, you really do set up a precedent for what goes beyond you after your business. You create a culture within your team. Remember, anyone that comes into your business, guys, is a part of your team. So, do you want to take charge? Do you want to set the standard? And that's why I'd really, just encourage you guys to play full out over the next 2-3 days. The other thing is, guys, if you're hopefully coming to the 90-day game plan, that anyone that is a sales coordinator and 3 club by next month, it means that you have to have 3 people that are at least SDVF before the end of this month. Okay, so 90-day game plan, guys, if you don't know, is on the Gold Coast. It's the last Saturday in September. I'm sure someone will write it up in the notes. I'll quickly check. It'll be like Saturday, the 24th of September, here on the Gold Coast, or not here because I'm not there, but on the Gold Coast at Royal Pines. And you can buy those tickets, guys, in Team Freestyle. I believe tickets are still available, and honestly, it is like Team Spirit's own conference. So it looks like there'll be 400 or 500 people at it, which is incredible. We've got the likes of John Holowati, he's $1 million earner per annum from the UK coming out. We've got Emma Sneddon, one of the highest earners in the UK. She's coming out also. It'll just be phenomenal. So you definitely don't want to miss that. It is the how-to on how to build an amazing business, and also take your belief to the next level. But tonight, guys, what we're going to do is use this opportunity tonight is to use it as a bit of a Q&A session. And one of the first points, or if you've got any questions you want to ask, guys, put it up in the chat. But one of the ones that's come up on the thread very quickly is, how do I chase up on declined payments? Now, one thing is, guys, any bounce payments in your business means that you don't get paid on, and you only get paid on the people that actually pay the company. So it's important that we get those payments sorted out. And I believe that declined payments in Juice Plus here in Australia in some teams is up to like 20 or 30%, which is pretty crazy. And I think it's really a responsibility of us for the Juice Plus company that we do our bit, and that's making sure that, if our clients have bounce payments, that we just do our bit to kind of just encourage our customers to get their payments set up. Now, if it was me and I was following up a customer that I knew had a bounce payment, I would probably just first of all touch base with them, see how they are, see if they're taking their Juice Plus, and see how everything is. That's the first lead in. I want to ask them, are they doing the program? Are they taking the products? And how is everything? Are they noticing results? The other thing I'm going to say, the other reason I called you is that I noticed that you look like that you may have had a payment that wasn't successful recently. First of all, were you aware of it? Now, what it does, it gives a customer a little out if they're a little embarrassed about it, is that they get the opportunity to say, "Oh, I didn't have a clue. I didn't know that." And maybe they did, but they don't feel so embarrassed for some reason. And then you might say, "That's okay. That's okay. You don't know. But do you mind if we could get that fixed up over the next day or two? Would you be okay with that?" Now, often the reason why people do have bounce payments, guys, is that they forget about the money coming out. They don't have money in their bank account. And then if they say, "Oh, I don't know if I can do it right now," then you might say, "Well, that's okay. Could we get it fixed up before the end of the month? Would you be okay if we could get that fixed up before the end of the month?" Now, this time of the month is a tough conversation to have around that. The reason why you'd want to get it fixed up before the end of the month, guys, is that you get paid on whatever goes through your business. For whatever goes through your business this month, you get paid for that on the 10th of the following month. The other thing is that the last thing you want to do is that you miss out on a promotion, or you miss out on qualifying your business because of a bounce payment. That's like, that hurts. So I think when you're just saying, is there any opportunity that we get this fixed up before the end of the month? And then you just put that proposal forward, you let them speak next. Is often, guys, they'll be like, "Oh, you know what, I could probably do that by Wednesday." And you're like, "Great, awesome. So just so I can confirm, can I let head office know that they can charge your credit card or charge the appropriate card on the Wednesday? Would that be okay with you?" Again, I'm going to wait for confirmation. They say yes, that'd be great. If they say no, they say that's okay. When would be a good time then? And that's all you need to ask, guys. I think, guys, if you go into it in a way that you want to help them get it resolved, help them get it out of the way, your customers know, guys, if they've ordered product, they know that they need to pay for it, okay? So it's okay to follow it up. And I think if you go into it from a place of wanting to help them, be understanding, and just say, is everything okay? Is there anything I can help you with? And is there any way that we could get this fixed up before the end of the month? So head office doesn't have to follow you up and we don't have to worry about how's that sound. So just an easy way to follow that up. So I hope that helps, guys, with a bit of verbiage. And we have got a recording of this tonight, so you can go back and listen to that again. And I often don't know what comes out of my mouth anyway, so if you ask me what I said back then, I won't be able to tell you, but probably the recording will definitely tell you. I think, what's the best link to send to a prospect as soon as they say, can I have info, please, about products? I don't know, maybe, Kira, what would be your recommendation with links around products?
I always recommend speaking to them before you send them a link if possible. So follow the scripts. All the scripts are there on how to engage in a conversation around their needs and their desires or the results that they would be excited to get around the program, and you keep them focused on that and give them a why would they get on the phone and have a chat with you. All the scripts are there to do that. And then really I avoid sending links as much as possible, and the only time I send links is usually on the other side of that conversation, where if I've said, normally they're all in already, but I might have said to them, I'll send you some really amazing information around that specific disease that you've had that I've seen Juice Plus help with, or, I'm just sending them specific information to the conversation that we've had. If they insist, it's only happened a couple of times with me. If I follow the scripts, I find I don't need to send a link beforehand. If they insist, then they're excited to achieve. So, there's so many links in the pinned post, and as you go, along in your journey, you'll watch more and more of them. And I kind of save them all in my notes on my phone under different subjects. So if I'm talking to a pregnant woman, I've got in my notes, pregnancy, I've got, vitamin A, athletes, there's also heaps of training stuff for my team as well. So the stuff that I'm constantly having to send out, there's a diabetes link, I have them all. Oh, you can't see that, sorry guys. But I have them all in my notes saved separately so that I can just go to that specific link. Brian and Fiona did make a really good overview one, which is probably one of the better ones to send, where I share on the program as well as the product, the benefits. So, and, we don't talk about pricing or anything like that. So if you're looking for an overall link that discusses a bit of both, because the problem with sending a link, never send your website unless they're specifically saying, no, I'm not going to send you my credit card details, send me your website, I'll do it myself. That is, I think I've used my website, Kira Westwick, Juice Plus, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is because I don't use it. I think I've had to use it once and that's it. Because you want to ensure that they get the feel of the value and the benefits before it comes to discussing the prices. Because if someone came to me and said, I've got some fruits and veggies, it's going to cost you $117 a month, and I haven't really created any connection or value of why I would give up $117 a month, I'm probably going to think it's expensive if I start the conversation that way. But if it's at the end of the conversation when we've discussed what they want to get out of it, we don't know what Juice Plus will do for you, but this is what it's done for me. These are the results that we've gotten from the program. We have those same wants and desires as you. By that stage, they're normally really invested and excited about it. And then $117 a month to get more energy, look better, feel better, change their life, change their eating habits actually is really affordable, because, it's hard to even get a personal trainer, for a bit less than that on a weekly basis. So, am I making sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm in holiday mode.
Yeah, I think definitely finding people's why is really important before you just go flick links. Really understanding what they're looking for and connect with people. And really just get good at sharing why you love it. The reason I love it is because of this, and just get good at sharing your story rather than all the, points about what Juice Plus is. I think that resonates with people. And if you want to send a link, guys, one of the links that I find, I've seen that's quite successful, and I know Erin McPherson has built her business a lot around, or her team has, is that often they share just the event link, and they just let them know that, you know, if I'm going to send you a link, are you okay to, you know, if I sent you a link, would you watch it? Yes. Send them the event link, like the Sunday night Zoom event, for instance, and just say, look, the first 10, 15 minutes is about the program. The rest of it is more about how to get the product for free or cheaper. If that's nothing that's of interest to you, just watch the first 10 to 15 minutes, and it definitely shares a bit about the product, the program, and there's a few stories of results there. I think one is it's a little cheeky way of giving people the exposure to the business, and it's just an easy way to share. If you make sure you watch those events, guys, you know what stories are there, and maybe you save the events around the stories or the results, and then if you know that people are looking for similar results, then you're sending them the events that those events resonate with them. So that's been successful also.
Yeah.
So
there is a call for those who are struggling to get that conversion of interest to customer. There's a customer call that I did with Sharon and a few other leaders quite some time ago now, but it's still really relevant, and that's in the pinned post of Freestyle. So and it's pretty much the scripts, but us talking about it. So that's a great one. And actually there's leaders sharing their ways of doing it. So maybe you'll find different ways resonate with you.
Yeah, really good one. Rach, I know you said you've got a friend who's super keen, but, you know, to get the products, and all of a sudden she's had a change of mind. Honestly, one of these guys that all you can do is ask them, you know, hey, you know, totally understand. Like, feel, felt, found is really important. So, guys, so, hey, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, you know, when I first got started. Maybe you had hesitations, maybe you had a few questions to ask. But what I found, you know, once I took the time to go and get my questions answered, I definitely had more peace of mind, or whatever that is. Again, you're sharing your story. And maybe it's just about asking, you know, what concerns have come up? What, you know, what have you heard that you're a little unsure of now? Now, if they're not willing to share that, if they're being difficult, if they're being affected by what one person says, to be honest, guys, that's alarm bells to me. If someone is that fickle that they're going to be affected that much, where they're all in and then all of a sudden they're all out, I want to ask myself the question, is this the sort of person that I want to be pouring my energy in and helping them get the success that they're after? Sometimes, guys, I would say the question I would ask you, if you have someone that changes their mind about something early on, is that maybe, you know, I'm not sure, and maybe you have spent a lot of time, Rach, on finding their reason why they would do this. But, you know, do you know the reason why they wanted to take the product? Do you know the reason why they were interested in the business? And if you don't say yes to those things, then maybe when someone isn't all in that way, you haven't taken the time to really find out their emotional bond to this, then people can be a lot easily persuaded or changed by other people's opinions. So that would be my only thing. Maybe you've done a great job, Rach, no doubt, and maybe this person's just not the right person. You've got to be okay with that, guys, right? Some will, some won't. The ones that don't want to right now, get the friggin' hell out of my way, because I'm looking for people that want to change their life now. And those that don't can sit back and watch for a while. And what I find, guys, is often those people come back. My job is just to help answer their questions, ask them, you know, what is it that's kind of got you second guessing this? Are you happy to share that? I'd love to be able to just help you make an informed decision. As you know, the reason I want to just be true to you and answer your questions, as you know, from what you told me the other day, that this could really help you. And maybe one of the questions you could ask them, guys, is that get them focused on why they were interested rather than why they're not interested anymore. So the question might be, you know, when you first looked at this, what were you hoping this to be? When you first looked at the product, when you first come across the program, what sort of results were you hoping to get by using the program, taking the products? So you get them more focused on what they want, not what they don't want. And for me, I find when I get people more focused on that, then they rekindle their belief or love or what got them interested initially. So it's a lot easier. Pregnancy vitamins.
Yeah. So does Juice Plus have the correct ingredients for pregnancy vitamins, you know, the folate and iodine and those things? So first of all, what is the correct ratio? Because all of us have varying levels in our body and they fluctuate dramatically while you're pregnant. So that's the first thing to think about, is that even if you are on pregnancy multivitamins, you will undergo blood tests throughout your pregnancy because everyone is different. Now, what generally happens in pregnancy is, providing you have normal levels going into pregnancy, using something like Juice Plus or a pregnancy multivitamin, either way, doesn't matter which one, this normally happens. In that third trimester, your iron will naturally plummet, and that's when you would normally supplement further if it's, at dangerous levels. So what we do know is there's actually a study being like a full study that's taking place right now on Juice Plus and pregnancy, but there has already been some. If you go and search pregnancy in Freestyle, you will find all the information I've posted many times before. These are the things that I save in my notes on my phone so that I can send them to people who are pregnant. And basically there have been studies by doctors who show that the outcomes are actually better on Juice Plus versus multivitamins. So at the end of the day, we can't diagnose or make that recommendation, you shouldn't take this. All we can do is send them the information, and obviously it's their decision what they want to take. Me personally, I would rather take a whole food product than a synthetic multivitamin. And, looking at the research and the readings that I have, and listening to Tamara Hunter, who is one of Australia's leading fertility specialists. I can't talk tonight, sorry guys, struggling. She is, one of the leading fertility specialists in Australia, and she has also done something. I'm not sure where you'd find it. Maybe in the franchise page. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know that we did that.
Yeah. She did do a call, but I remember way back she did a really amazing Facebook event recording on pregnancy and Juice Plus, and it was really amazing. But maybe you could find it in the franchisee page. I'm really not sure. But when you have doctors of that caliber standing up and saying that, that Juice Plus is their personal recommendation, then, you've got to kind of have some faith in it. So they know more than I do. I did Juice Plus in my second pregnancy instead of the multivitamin. So I don't know, it's your choice, but I believe it is perfectly fine.
Yeah. Probiotics, properties?
There is it, I'm not sure, we don't have the bottles here. I don't think it's in every single colour, but it's not, if someone has been on antibiotics, that can actually disrupt all of that balance in your bowel for up to 2 to 3 years. So when you come across people who are on them constantly, one after another, because they just can't shake their chest infection or whatever it is, it's really creating quite disastrous imbalance in their entire body. One course of antibiotics takes 2 to 3 years for your body to heal from that internally. So if someone is in that situation, or they've been on medication, or they've eaten a lot of processed food, which also kills a lot of the gut bacteria, they really need something specific, heavy duty, with lots of different strains, as many different strains as possible. So that's where I recommend people to go to a really good health food shop, or someone who really knows what they're talking about in that area, and get the widest strain. And I'm not talking about Inner Health Plus from the chemist, right? There's much better ones. So if it's just general maintenance of health, Juice Plus should be enough though. But if you have recently had antibiotics, in the past 12 months, then you may want to consider, or your customers may want to consider something that is a lot broader in the spectrum of what's in there.
Look, Andy, I know you want to build fast and big. You and me both, buddy. For me, I was never using social media. I hardly had a Facebook page. I had one, but I never used it. Honestly, my thing is talk to people. The number one activity we talk about all the time, guys, is talk to people. Get out there and take an interest in people. Add. There's an add friends list on suggested friends. Add friends. Build rapport. Look for excuses to start conversations, take an interest in people. That's definitely the way to go, guys. And you could build a page, add value through that.
You just have to get in massive action.
Yeah.
Either way, like we did it quite differently, but we did massive action doing it. When you look at all the leaders, Lauren Berry, she's in massive action. Brian and Fiona, massive action. Everyone's in massive action. And if you want a better social media outcome, then go and learn about it. There's plenty of free courses, or courses that you could invest in, which would be tax deductible, to go and learn that stuff as well.
Stacey, and anyone that's got a customer that's looking to get started and they're a bit money, look, the first question I would ask them, if there was a way that we could make this a little bit more affordable right now to help you get started, is this something you'd like to, get started sooner than when whenever you feel like you can afford it? Well, the thing is, guys, what happens often is people feel like they have to buy it all or they don't do it at all, right? And I think one thing is, even if you got someone on the berries, like literally, guys, for $9 a week, you could get someone started in the JBT program. They could get the berry capsules and they're away. So I think first and foremost, the question that you've got to ask, and I'll say it again, if we could find a way to make the program a little bit more affordable to help you get started sooner, is this something you'd really like to do? If they say no, then guess what? You can't help them. Maybe the question is, what else do you need to know? What else, what's the other reason holding you back besides money? And maybe they're not convinced enough that this thing can help them. Maybe it is a question about us. And can I ask you, we spoke about your goals. I've spoken about the program. Do you feel like the program could help you get the results that you're looking for? Maybe they say no. You're like, awesome. So what else would you like to know or need to know about the program that would help you, have that belief that this could really help you? Maybe they don't. Then you're like, okay, get out of the way. Let me go and find the people that do. I think that's important, guys. But, when it comes to money, before you have that money conversation, it's the golden question. If we could find a way to make this a little bit more affordable to help you get started sooner, is this something you're looking for? And obviously, if you get an affirmative answer, yeah, I would. If you could make, awesome. So there's lots of affordable options, and make sure you know your options. So where do I find the scripts? In the script book.
Yeah. So in the Freestyle pin post.
Yeah, in the pin post.
So back to sending a link question. If they're asking for a website, do you have one for me to look at? What do you say? That's where I generally say, absolutely there is. So let them know, yes, there is. You're not like some dodgy salesperson that's preventing them from going to see it. But what I would say is, yes, absolutely there is. But is there something specific that you'd really love to learn about? Because there's so much information and I can send you some links. I've got, links to send. So that way, if they're actually just really interested in how it can help their kids, then you can send them some really inspirational stuff on that specifically, or, whatever it is, you can just direct them better. So, and then hopefully then they're not going to, the first thing they're going to do is look for the price, rather they've heard all the value first, and then they're going to value what it actually is.
Yeah, I think that when you, what did you say about saying the website, they focus on the cost and not the value?
Probably didn't verbalise it very well.
No, I didn't hear it.
Sorry.
I was writing a message. Honestly, guys, no disrespect to Alicia. I know she's built a great little business. I don't tend to I wouldn't even know if I have a website. I've never sent my website. I know that's a little bit embarrassing, but I've never sent my website to anyone. Some people told me that we have a website somewhere. But to be honest,
I think I've done it once for someone who insisted on putting their details in themselves.
Yeah, if they want to order from your website, awesome. But I want to find out what they're looking for, what results they have. I've even gone over the options. I've got them excited. And the only reason I send them my website is they need one last look at something, but they've pretty much got their head around what's going on. Because I think, guys, is when you send them the website, they don't know about they're not going to see the value of the JBT program and all the extra value that we have to offer this team offers. And I think it's one of the great one of the reasons why this team's so successful, because of all the add value that we offer.
So Becca, back to the scripts, honestly, follow, I would practice the scripts and the conversation. So for me, as soon as I get it to a telephone conversation, the very first thing I ask, whether I know them or don't know them, so obviously you introduce yourself or say, hey, how you going? It's been a while, or whatever. First of all, I'd love to hear about you and where you're at. Where have you been with your health? Where are you at currently, and where would you love to be? So straight away, the very first thing you talk about is you get them to focus on where they're at in the past and presently, which usually is the pain, and because they wouldn't have reached out to you if they weren't in pain in some way. And then the next bit is where would you love to be in the future, which is the pleasure, the thing that they want to gain or change. And so that is that gap between the pain and the pleasure is where they're going to value investing money to get there. So that's the very first thing. And for some people, that's a 2-minute snapshot. For others, it's 20 minutes and a few tears and deep actual connection between you and them, because you're just listening. You don't have to be a health coach to just listen and relate to them. And quite often they will share things that you've experienced yourself, so you can relate to them. You know, if it's a mum, you know, post-baby weight gain, all of that stuff, you know, you can relate to. Just find a common ground in it. And then that's where you share how I will take notes in that conversation of key points that I know the product and program will be able to help with. So whether it's, you know, energy, meal preparation, you know, whatever it is, there's so many ways. You guys know that Juice Plus and the JVT program will help people with their health, with weight loss, all of that stuff. So then I'll share around that and bring it back to their why. So I don't go blabbing on for 15 minutes about something that's completely irrelevant in the program to their needs. If they're an 18-year-old, I'm not going on about family-friendly recipes and CHS study. I'm focusing on, you know, the fun, the energy, the weight loss, the stuff that they spoke about. Then the last thing I come down to is the options. There's no doubt that you'd have the greatest, you know, benefit from the premium, the fruit, veg and berry blend capsules. That's what most people do. Guess what? Most people want to do what most people do. So most people take premium, which is the truth. That's what I take. You know, and I don't know what it will do for you, but this is what it's done for me. This is what it's done for the people in the program. How does that sound? And that's where they will either go, yep, I'm all in. They don't care how much it costs, or they'll say, how much is that? And that's when I will say it's $117 a month. It works out to be less than a cup of coffee a day. So the seed that I've planted in their mind is, are you spending, most people are spending something every day that does not add value to their health. I was buying more than one coffee a day. Now, yes, there's people out there that can't even afford that, and I totally understand that, okay? But most people are spending about a coffee a day or more on something that's not adding value to their health and is probably creating the pain that they're in, whether it's their junk food habit or whatever it is. So I've planted the seed that either they can replace that habit with this good habit, or of course I can afford it because I can justify those things. So why wouldn't I justify this and this amazing value that's going to come from my life? And then from there, if they genuinely can't afford it, that's when you can drop sell through the options and ask that question, that gold question. This is all in your script books. If they honestly think they can't afford it, if we could find a way to make this affordable for you, is this something you'd really love to do? Now, what that question does is either brings up that, you know, they really don't want to do this, and let's just get to that point, and there's no point in us continuing this conversation if you really don't want to do this. Or they really genuinely do, but they genuinely can't afford it or can't see how they would afford it in their current lifestyle. And that's where you can go, well, you know, how much could you afford? Okay, well, maybe I could afford $10 a week. Okay, great. Well, Berry only costs $10 a week and you still get lifetime access to the program. Let's start with that, and maybe we can upgrade later on. Or maybe it induces a conversation where, you know, would you like me to show you a way that maybe you could get your product for free, or maybe even make a little bit of money on the side? So I know that rolls off my tongue quite easily because I've done it a lot, but I can tell you in the first few months of my business, I was nervous on every call and it wasn't fluent for me. And I've had to learn these things along the way, just like you need to. And it's just practice and, you know, maybe writing out some of that verbiage, having it in front of you, organizing the steps, so that you know the steps that you want to follow in that conversation. Not every conversation will flow perfectly and go the way that you want it to go, but you'll get better and better at it. And, you know, I think if you stay in a heart space of you're there to help that person, it's not about you getting a sale, it's about how can I best help this person? How can I get them the best option that's going to be the most affordable for them, and let's get them the best results and the best outcome. You have an incredible gift to offer them in the product and the program. You can literally save lives with this. So don't doubt that for a second when you're making those recommendations, because if you hesitate at $117 a month, they are going to think it's expensive. If you think it's expensive, they are. For me, I can change someone's life for $117 a month. I can save someone's life. I can add years to someone's life. I do not hesitate for a second. I know how much people are spending on junk food without thinking twice, without reading the ingredients and researching on the internet to see what everyone says about it. You know, like, it's just crazy. So, you need to work on that belief in the product. And, I know some of the girls have shared with me, they've been videoing themselves, having those conversations with themselves and watching it back until they find a flow that they're comfortable with. So, if you want to be good at something, you have to practice it.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. It's so true. I think the flip side of it with customers, then we talk about team. I know some of the guys that feel disheartened or, down if they can't find team. Honestly, guys, I just want you to be honest with yourself, and I can, stroke your, and make you feel good. But my job's to serve you and help you get through this. And the one thing that I know is that most people that say that I've tried and it's not working, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, guys, you can't try in this thing. You've got to play full out and you've got to do it. Trying doesn't work. You've really got to decide that I'm going to be successful. I'm going to go all the way. And if you truly believe that, guys, then there's nothing to get downhearted, because you understand that you get obsessed with the process, not the outcome, right? So the second thing is what's the process? The process is doing the high-paying activities. And, you hear Brian and Fiona share it tonight on Start Strong, and I know you guys all want to hear their magic and like, oh my God, they're going to tell. But honestly, listen to what they had to share tonight. Is they've been teachable, they've been in action, and they've followed the system. And anyone that says that, they're playing full out, then full out means, guys, that you're rating yourself from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm playing full out, I couldn't do any more, to 1 being, it's pretty ordinary. Ask yourself this question: in those 5 high-paying activities, rate yourself. Because what I know, guys, any call that I've got on with people that feel like it's not coming out, it's not working the way that they were hoping it to work out, is when we take the time to assess those 5 high-paying activities, and the number 1 being, are they talking to 2 to 5 new people each and every day? Until you start doing that, guys, and you're just taking an interest in 2 to 5 people each and every day, and you do that for 30 days, then you can't say that you feel disheartened. The only thing that you can be disheartened about is yourself, is the effort that you're not putting in. I forget the exact words Linda shared at conference, but she shared something like, you can't get disappointed about the results you didn't get based on the work that you never turned up for or never did yourself. So ask yourself the question, guys, are you playing full out, or are you getting the results that you probably expect based on the effort that you're putting in? Guys, I do not want to confuse you. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme in any form of it. Can you get rich? Shit, yeah. Can you create the lifestyle of your dream? Absolutely. But are you prepared to do what it takes to create that lifestyle for yourself? And I think sometimes, guys, we like the idea of it. It seems good. I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to create the lifestyle. But do you really want to? Are you really prepared to get yourself out of the way and commit to the next 60, 90 days where you speak to 2 to 5 new people every day? Is that you have, when you've got something that's interested, do you put them in front of your leaders? Do you put them in front of your upline?
Are you following the system?
Are you following the system?
I still have team, and I do training with, my team several times a week, and I still have teams say, I've got this new girl and she's going to be here and doing this. And I'm like, why haven't I spoken to this girl? You guys are still new. How many times do I say follow the system? So, are you doing that when you have interest? And if you're struggling to find interest in your current network or your current social media platform that you have, what are you doing to find new networks or broaden the network that you have? That takes conscious effort. I've got some mums that have joined lots of mummy groups on social media as well as in person. There's people that are saying yes to networking opportunities that come up where they get to go and meet new people. They're adding people on social media that they know have a passion for, lifestyle or health or all of the things that are relevant to this. You really need to be proactive in those things. If you have no idea how to do social media, and if you're drawn to social media, if you're a little bit more, quiet in person, then go and learn how to do it. And if it all feels too hard, then you've got to ask yourself, what are you willing to do to create the lifestyle that you want? Because like I shared last week, and I know it was really powerful for some of you guys, you're working hard anyway for someone who doesn't value you or your time. So why would you not value yourself enough to work hard for yourself, to build an empire for yourself? You're going to be working hard anyway. You know, I tell you, it takes a lot less time to do it in this, to set up your life. So if that means investing in a course to learn how to do some of this stuff better, you know, maybe learn the skills. You know, I've been winging it. I've been blessed to have a social media platform where I've been able to wing it thus far. You know, I don't have the skills of Brian and Fiona, but if I didn't have either, then I would be investing to work out how to do it. And I probably will have to in the near future. So I don't know.
That's a good question. It's a really good question. And to be honest, guys, I don't want anyone to take offense to how we deliver that. Really, our job is to help you guys push yourself out of the way and say, you know what, am I really playing full out? Am I really giving this 110% on each and every day? Because I know, guys, you know, I see the likes of Lauren Berry and Laurie Cameron and Anna Sarkis and Brian and Fiona Marsh and those guys, and you're like, oh my God, it's so amazing what they're creating. But what I know is they're so teachable, they're so resourceful, they turn up all the time, they're at events, they're at conference, they're at the 90-day game plan. There's no surprise to me that they're the ones creating the success. The problem is, guys, we're often looking for the secret sauce. The thing is, guys, this thing is so simple is sometimes the problem, because we think there's got to be more to it. Come on, it can't be just that. So I just really want to encourage that you're following the system and really playing this full out. And I would say this, guys, and please don't waste my time on this, but if you feel like you're playing at an 8 to 10 out of 10, then I want you to reach out to your upline that will reach out to me and say, all right, let's do a call. But don't waste my time on this, because I'll be so pissed off if we do this assessment thing and then you aren't playing to the 8 to 10 out of 10. And what I know, guys, most people, when I go over this, they go, you know what, there's some truth to that. There's some truth. I'm not playing full out. You're doing some of them. You're doing probably social media, the one that's safe. You know, you like doing posts on Facebook. You like getting on the training event. You know, that's why you're here. That feels comfortable. Don't have to talk to anyone there. Just hide behind. I can, you know, do whatever. But are you literally speaking to 2 to 5 new people every day? Are you using the direct approach with one person every day? Until you're doing that, guys, for 60 to 90 days, don't say that you're playing full out, because that's the play full out. That's the things. That's the number one high paying activity. And if you've been in this thing for 2 or 3 months, you've heard me say that over and over again. You're probably sick of me saying it. You're like, fucking Adam and he's reach out to people, and it can't be that easy, Adam. But I'm urging you guys, I'm not asking you to go and hunt people down. I'm asking you to just start talking to people. Just say how's life? What's been going on? You know, what are you up to? And ask them the obvious questions that get the answers. Linda, I think someone's shared that Linda shared a great thing about the questions, the great questions it can ask. There's a great recording. In Team Spirit, you'll find that. Also, there's a great book by Alan Peace called The Questions Are the Answers, which is, I think it's Questions Are the Answers, or,
Sounds familiar.
By Alan Peace, Pease, maybe. I don't know. I'm just dumb. So, but it's something like that. But, you know, just honestly, guys, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. You know, some people say, well, how do you become so confident talking to people? You know what you do? Just like my golf game, when I don't play golf often enough, my golf game sucks. But when I play often enough, I get better at it. And this business is the same, guys. If you do it if you do it, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And I think just that's what this thing's all about.
And not all of us have the gift of the gab. You know, when they start, like, it was a huge challenge for me, and it still is when I'm out and about. I'm getting better and better at it. You know, I do most of my stuff on social media, and I still find myself avoiding conversation with people when I'm out and about at times, but I'm constantly, becoming conscious of it, and then pushing myself to step beyond that comfort zone and make conversation with people. And I'm getting better and better at it. And if you guys were on the call with Brian and Fiona just before, you know, Fiona has had the same challenges as me, because she's also a very quiet, shy person. And, you know, to see her grow over the last few months, because she also chose to embrace being outside her comfort zone, because she knew that it was worth it. She knew that the growth would be worth it alone, let alone, you know, what they've created with the business. So, you know, it's possible. You just have to decide that it's worth it and, you know, remember why you're doing it.
Yeah, just I think honestly, guys, when you've got to, you know, you think about this, like we talk about the 3 elements to success. You know, do you have a vision of what this be? Like, think about the Start Strong call tonight, and I'll go over it again and again and again. But there are 3 elements to success. One is desire. Do you know what you want? And don't give me the fluffy version of what you want, but you know, what does freedom mean? What does being able to stay at home? What does that need to look like in your bank account? And then who do you need to help? Who do you need to inspire around you and pour into to help them create success that will in turn help you create success? The second thing is, are you being teachable, or are you a little resistant to some of the activities that we talk about? You know, you talk about, you know, I want to do all those high paying activities, but the talk to people thing, I don't know if I want to do that bit. I'll do all the others, guys. You can't have one without the other. You know, you can't have the chicken without the egg. You honestly just follow the system. It definitely works. I know it works. Are you following up people, or are you getting yourself in the way and you're like, oh, they haven't got back to me, I'll leave them alone? Guys, I've got conversations going on with people that last for 12 months and they finally come and join the team. Are you prepared to be one of those people that you not annoy people, but you stay connected with people over 12 months? You don't make it about you make it about them. You keep the relationship going. It doesn't always have to be about following them up. You just, how's life and what's going on? And eventually these things come to fruition. The problem is most of you guys aren't prepared to do that. And I don't want to disrespect anyone, but in my experience in life, that 20% of the people that are on this call are actually prepared to do what it takes to be successful. Some like the idea of it, but are you prepared to do what it takes? And you know what? I would hope that the 217 people on this call tonight, every single one of you guys want to be the people, and I'm hoping that there's 800 people that should be on this call that aren't on the call, and they're the 80%. That's what I think's the truth. And that you guys, if you're taking the time out every Monday night to get on this call, then you guys are the potentially the 20 or 30% that could go all the way with this thing. But you've got to get yourself out of the way, guys. And you've got to play full out. And I'm telling you, you'll be rewarded for that. I know that because it happens all the time. And not just like
financial reward. You know, when Adam was saying, you know, some of these conversations go on for 12 months, it's not with the intention that we're trying to sell to them. It's that we're just here to add value to people and to give back and to connect with people. And, you know, I can firsthand say that wasn't my natural state of thinking 2 years ago. I avoided talking to people. I definitely have been someone who adds value and does a lot for people who are close to me, but not, you know, outside that closeness. And so it's been incredibly rewarding to become someone who thinks even more about others and is willing to connect with people outside of that close space. And, you know, Fiona said it so beautifully on training tonight. The real gift of this business is giving, and the amount of giving you get to do. And I think you really can't be truly happy and grateful on this planet unless you're a giver. And, you know, we get to give in many ways. You know, we get to give the gift of the product and the program. We get to give the gift of the business. They're the obvious ones. But it's just being a friend and a connector and someone who is just genuinely passionate about checking in and seeing how people are going and, you know, helping out if you can, even if it's not relevant to this business. Just be one of those people who wants to brighten someone's day, who wants to be consciously grateful for the people in their life, the service that they get every day. You know, when you go through your life tomorrow, here's a challenge for you. Go through your day tomorrow and be consciously grateful for every person of service that you come across, regardless of if you know them, regardless if you think, well, that's their job and they get paid to do it. You know, like if they make a great coffee, let them know. If you do a great yoga class, go up to them, make eye contact and say, thank you so much. I really appreciate it today. That was amazing because blah, 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 blah. Not just thank you, like make someone's day by giving them gratitude and thanks for what the value they've added to your life every day, and be someone who walks around giving value back. And I think you will find that a lot more people will be drawn to what it is that you do because they'll be drawn to your energy and, you know, what is it that's making you so happy and positive and nice to be around.
Yeah, it's a great point. And I think when your intention is to connect and help people, guys, the right people will turn up into your life when you're ready. But the thing is, maybe you're not ready for those people yet. You know, maybe you are making it all about you and not about them. And again, that's not to just disrespect anyone, but when you get focused on pouring in and helping others around you, guys, it's amazing what starts to show up in your life. And maybe the next 30 days, that's your challenge, is to add value to 2 to 5 new people every day, or take the time. You know, I know Stace said before, so, am I trying to talk to them? Look for excuses to talk to them. Don't try to, here's another person I can talk to Juice Plus about. Here's another. No, just like look for, like, if you're adding 5 new friends every day on your suggested list, and then maybe you don't go and hunt them straight away if they accept your friend request. You just let them be there, add value to their life, and maybe you might see an opportunity to connect with them later on. Maybe they might like something of yours. Maybe they might comment. Maybe you might inbox them and say, "Hey, Kira, I just noticed that you liked my, I just saw you liked one of my posts the other day. And I just want to say a big thanks for your support. And, it's great to have you on my friend list. I'm trying to work out, how do we know each other? And so notice we've got a few mutual friends, and how do you know these guys? And so from there, that conversation might evolve. Again, I'm not sharing Juice Plus or anything about what I do until I have permission, and that's whether they ask me or you can hear that what we have could help them. And the best way is just to really take the time, take an interest in people, guys. And the right people will show up when you're ready and when it's the right time. And honestly, this thing should be done with ease, grace, and flow, guys. And when you get in your headspace where it's frustrating and, all those things, I want to let you guys know is that, would you join that, right? Would you join that team of frustration? I don't know if I want to be that person. When you know that when everything happens and you say, you know what? Everything's meant to happen as it happens. And what I know, I can put my head on the pillow and say that I played full out today and the rest is history. Now, I'm not going to say that it's not like, some people misconception about The Secret and they're like, everything will just flow into my life as it does and I won't do anything and, it'll just, the right people will happen. No, you create your own destiny. There's no doubt about that. You're an impact on your destiny. You've got to create that. Good luck, often said out of, elite athletes is good luck is 90% hard work, guys. Do you work hard enough? Do you play full out all the time? And often, guys, if you commit and play full out, then luck starts to start to evolve, Just I think about our life right now, to be honest, and not to impress you guys, but, today we're on Whitehaven Beach. We literally went over on a helicopter. And I said to Kira, like, how is life? And I said, we are so lucky, but we created this luck. For me, I'm like, you know what? I am so lucky. I continue to tell myself I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. But I'm also aware of how hard I've worked. I'm also aware that we've put ourselves in this position. So my question to you right now, guys.
Also, it makes you feel worthy of it, which I think is important as well. I think if you guys did have this sudden success and you hadn't really worked hard for it, it'd be really hard for you to feel worthy of it and manage it. I think that's what makes it rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely. And the question is, I'd ask you guys, are you worthy of it right now? Can you honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I've done everything I could.
You're worth it, but have you done what it takes to be worthy of it, in this moment?
And I think one thing is, do you feel like you're worth it? Do you feel like you can be one of those people? And what would you need to do to help you build that belief? Have you created your vision? Have you created your goals? Do you know exactly what you want? Do you have your I am statements up? Do you have are you working on your own self-belief and self-worth each and every day? What's your self-talk like? When you say things like I'm frustrated and I'm angry and all those things, I don't know if just abundance flows through frustration and anger. It flows through to those that are grateful and and I'm not saying you're not grateful when you're frustrated, don't get me wrong, but you've got to understand, guys, you've got to just say everything happens for a reason. This is the way it's meant to be. These challenges are put in front of me for a reason, so I can grow, so I can be more. Because, you know, you'll hear Jeffrey Birdie, and I don't know if it's Jeffrey Birdie or Jim Rohn, one of them always started off saying, to have more, you need to be more. You know, are you working to be more every day? And I'm not saying that you get lost in your business by all you do is personal development. The number one things that you do, guys, the high paying activities, you must do them every day. But then you go and work on yourself at the same time. Sometimes people become professional personal development people, and they work on themselves, but they never actually go to work. I think it's important to find that balance.
Yeah, I think what worked for me is I went to work, and as challenges about myself have come up, like within the business, that's when I've gone to work on those challenges. So as my business has grown, I've had to become more of a leader, and my vision for where I want to be as a leader and where I want my business to be, there's still a lot of growth in that leadership. So, you know, as my business grows, I'm doing my personal development alongside it at that pace that I need, and as things come up. And a lot of that has been, you know, even just simple things. Personal development is just getting outside your comfort zone. You know, I just want to point out, Jodie said, you know, she watched Fiona go and get a phone number of a waitress today because, you know, she'd read the chapter in GoPro about that. And I know it would have been very challenging for Fiona to do that. She would have had the voice in her head like, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable, this is so awkward. But she knew how to do it. She, you know, read the book. You know, it's one of those skills. And I've had several team in that situation where they're like, they've just decided they're going to do it. They're going to jump all in and just go and do it. You know, have you tried that? Have you been doing those things? Have you even read GoPro? You know, if you're having these challenges, you haven't found your first team member, like back to that conversation, you know, what are you doing to go and find them? And like all of the tips are there. Like, you know, there's plenty of gold in GoPro on how to build that network and reach out to people. You just have to dive in.
Yeah. And I just, Tammy, I don't want to pick on you here, girl, but I love you so much. You're such a great girl, and you've just been all in. What I want to do is, when you talk about self-worth, guys, I'm worth it when. I want you guys to set yourself up that you can't fail at that, right? What I want you guys to be wary of, when you set yourself unrealistic rules around what makes you worth it, when you decide that you're worth it when something has to happen that is outside your realm, right? So outside your realm is that your team reaches their goal. That's outside your realm, outside your influence. I get that you get to help them and do that, but you're determining whether you're worth it based on that. I want you to be very, very careful how you set yourself up. I think what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for external parameters that decide whether you're worth it. Now, I'm hoping that there are more rules around you determining whether you're worth it than just if other people are successful. And I'd hope that I'm worth it when I smile at the sun, or I'm worth it when I play full out, or I'm worth it when I say my I am statements. I'm worth it when I listen to 15 minutes of self-development, whatever it is. But set yourself up for success, guys. I think it's very, very important. And something I learned recently when I went and did Date with Destiny is that often, guys, the rules that we place on ourselves, you know, I have a good day when this happens or when that happens. You know what? I have a good day when I breathe. So that happens most days. So I don't know about you guys. So ask yourself, what are the rules you're place yourself on? I'll be successful in Juice Plus when I turn up every day. I'll be successful in my Juice Plus business when I have a vision, when I have a goal. I'll be successful in my Juice Plus business when don't determine on when I get to this place or when I get that, then I'll start doing that. Guys, if you want to be something, you need to become it before. And there's a great saying, be and you shall become, right? Not become and then you shall be. It doesn't work like that. If you want to be successful, you don't start being successful once you become successful. You start being successful now. You start acting successfully now. What do successful people do? What do leaders do? Are you doing that? That's the question you want to ask. Be and you shall become, guys. And I can guarantee you, when you play full out, you follow the high-paying activities. You know, go back and listen to the Start Strong call tonight. You know, it was amazing. some of the things I really learned from that, and there's a lot of lessons to be taken from that, guys, is that Brian and Fiona treated this business like a business right from the beginning. They went and built their belief around it, and they just went to work. And, surprise, surprise, here they are 5.5, 6 months in, and, they're on track to be NMD in their 8th or 9th month of starting the business, which in my mind was like, when I know the numbers enough in this business to think there's no way you can get to NMD quicker than 9 months. And these guys, like, I couldn't understand how anyone could do that quicker in the Australian marketing plan. And these guys are, proving me wrong, which I love. I love the idea of that, especially because they're a part of Team Freestyle. But, it's crazy. So, but play full out, guys. I really urge you guys to do that. Get yourself out of the way. And, with the 90-day game plan coming up, literally in about 30 days, then what would this mean if you just played full out, you came to the 90-day game plan, you come up, I'd love to meet every single one of you guys, and you said, you know what? Since that call, I played full out. I was totally inspired by Brian and Fiona. I was totally inspired. I did my self-assessment. I realised that I wasn't playing full out. In the last 30 days, I've played full out. I've reached out to 5 new people every day. I've done posts. I've followed up people. I'm involved in an event every week now. I get on the event, and this is what happened. The thing is, guys, if shit ain't happening after you're doing that, then we just got to have a look at what you're doing in what certain way. And I can tell you there's little tweaks, but just play full out, guys, and it's so worth it. I can definitely tell you that as we sit in our beautiful Hayman Island apartment. 3rd or 4th day into our holiday. I forget what day we're in, but it's been amazing. And our job, honestly, guys, is what we love more than anything, even on holidays, is that we love this. We love inspiring you guys. We want to pour in every single one of you guys because, honestly, we'd like to take over this island with all us juicy people and freaking just have a week of partying and hot and fun because it's amazing. And every single one of you guys can have this if you want it, if you've got the desire, and you get yourself out of the way and you play full out. So play full out, guys. A few days left of the month to go. Anything's possible. And then we look forward to seeing you guys next week and hopefully next month at the 90-day game plan. Anything else?
No, that's all good.
Awesome. Thanks, Loza. You're amazing. Thanks for covering our butt from the home.
Amazing, guys.
See you guys.
Tony, SC, do you know something about SC?
SC! Woo! Legend. Good work. Well done, guys. Lots of promotions. Finish the month stronger. See you.
Bye.
Bye.